Boom! Here we are at the Flying Can Ranch at Cedar Creek Lake, Texas. And I hope you all had a wonderful Thanksgiving. This is actually the first time I didn't actually post a video on Thanksgiving because it was very cold out. So I'm doing it today, and it's still kind of cold out. I got something really different to show you today. And before I show it to you, whether you make one, whether you buy one, what do you do? This is not a toy, so be very careful with it because you can really do some serious damage. Also, well, we'll talk about that later. Let me show you what I got. This is my handmade 100%, no tools used, power tools anyway, blowgun. Yes. So basically what I did was I got a hold of some camo tape. I had the best luck with, I think that's Gorilla camo tape. This is a 5-foot section of electrical conduit, 1/2 inch. So you need a 1/2 inch electrical conduit. And then this end piece is a 1/2 inch coupling. I might buy one that's 1/2 inch, a little bigger on this end. And then I wrap some electrical tape around this very end to sort of, well, it's on there pretty tight now, to where I can screw that on there. You want to kind of maybe thread it. So you can kind of screw that onto that. They make them threaded or not threaded. And then just some stuff from Walmart Crafts. I wanted to give it that sort of back in the woods look. So I made that. And then along with that, you can buy these on eBay. These are just basically caulking tips. I don't remember how many comes in a bag. So before I got done, I had this. This is my blow dart. And I found out putting this up here, and I'll explain what all that is in a minute, probably wasn't my best idea. And then for the dart, I was using these 1 5/8 panel nails. So, in a nutshell, let's show you another one. Maybe that doesn't have that gook on the top. Oh, I also had to use some of this right here, the, however you want to see it. I don't know who that is. So basically what I did, see this is one that's very bad around the end here, and I don't want to do that in the future. I've learned some stuff about this as I went. Let me find a clean one. That's not my clean one. I had one that was pretty, yeah, this one came out a little cleaner where I don't have it there. So basically what I did was, I watched so many videos on this, it's unreal. Is I just, these have a little rib, it's kind of hard to see it right up in here. Hell, I can't even see it. There they are, right up and around there. And I just took I didn't bring my glasses with me, so I'll probably whack my finger off. I just used a little razor knife, and I trimmed those ribs all the way off till it's nice and flush, like so. And you just got to get it at the right angle. We're not going to get crazy on this. I'm just kind of showing you how I did it. And I'm sure some of my viewers have seen this before. And let's see. Then there's a little rim over here. And I kind of worked hard at trimming that. But we're not going to do that because I found out you can shortcut it. And then I basically just took a steak knife, and I just sawed through that. See if I can do this without knocking the blowgun off of the table. I might have to move that out of the way momentarily. So we can do this. We'll just set that over there. And I'm not a very straight cutter. And I bought the wrong knife on top of that. And then you can, you'll end up with something like that. Then you can take it and see how well it fits into the barrel, like the end of the barrel. And you can see that's not wanting to go. So you have to kind of, in my case, I'm just going to cut it again because I've already figured all this out. So I'm going to cut a little bit more off. Like so. And we're going to put it back up to the barrel. And that's pretty good. It's sliding in and out. And then you can use this knife right here and just sort of trim it. You can also use sandpaper too, and I didn't bring any with me, to kind of get all those rough edges off. Like so. And I didn't bring a lighter with me to show you how I did this other part, but you'll understand it. And then that is sliding in and out of pretty good. So then what I did is you'll have a little, kind of like a little nipple there at the end. And I think I used some scissors originally, but you cut that off till it's nice and flat. Now what I did was I took one of these and there's a kind of a trick to it. It's better if you have daylight. I kind of cut deep into that one. It might. I took one of my panel nails and I would heat that. Now I had it pinched with some really good needle nose, and then I would heat this tip up with a cigarette lighter, and then I would try to get as straight as possible and press that all the way through, and then pull it back out and maybe do it again, and then in the end I could drop it down inside, and I had some of that this steel stick ready to go. And I made little balls with it. And then I had a big old Phillips screwdriver where I could press that in and back out, and then I let it set overnight and dry up. I hope that's kind of informative. But that's how you can make one. And of course you can sand this down, smooth it off, and then I took these outside and I painted them. So, but I did learn this, putting it on the outside was not such a good idea. So probably the next time I do it, I'll put it just a little bald and then push it through. Then I might actually heat this and have some gloves and just kind of, shape that onto the nail. So, but again, these are not a toy. They'll hurt somebody. Oh, and now, I don't know if you can see it on the vid. This might be a kind of a good example. So the one might be the best is I use a sharpening stone, and then I sharpened up the very end of this. Should have brought it back just a little bit. But that's my homemade blowgun. Now, one thing I was going to say is I would imagine if you're going to buy one of these, or because I've got like a 40 cal, it's all right. Is every now and then you need to really clean this up good. Think of it like a wind instrument, because you're blowing down the pipe, so it might accumulate, things you don't want to get a hold of again. So take a little rubbing alcohol, clean that out real good. You can take like a little ball of cotton, maybe just barely spray that down with a little bit of some kind of oil, or even the rubbing alcohol. and clean out the inside of your blowgun, so to keep it from getting any kind of diseases, so to speak. So we're going to set this down, and then I think I've got a target set up. Well, you can't see it from here, out behind me, and then we'll take a few shots. I've been doing this at about 15 feet in the house, and with the purchase one, and with this one, has been doing pretty good. Not excellent, but pretty good. But there's barely any wind out here today because it will greatly affect it. I'm going to see if I can puncture something with it aside the target, and then we'll move from there. So that's how we do at Flying Can Ranch. We will see you in just a little bit.